In this video, we explore the rarest and most valuable top British coins, uncovering their fascinating history, remarkable designs, and astonishing values worth millions. Discover how these extraordinary treasures became symbols of heritage, rarity, and incredible wealth in numismatics. The 5-pence coin issued in 1969, from the United Kingdom carries with it a fascinating story that reflects the beginning of a new era in British currency. This was the period when the country was preparing for decimalisation, moving away from the traditional system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 5-pence coin, introduced in 1968 but officially circulating in 1969, became one of the earliest decimal coins to replace the older 1 shilling piece, marking a significant transformation in British monetary history. The coin of 1969 bore on its obverse the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This second definitive portrait of the Queen was widely admired for its elegance and remained on UK coinage for many years. Surrounding her image were the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, standing for, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription represented not only authority but also continuity during a time of financial change. On the reverse of the 1969 5-pence coin was Christopher Ironside's heraldic design, featuring a crown thistle, the national emblem of Scotland. It was both symbolic and carefully chosen, giving the new decimal coinage a distinctly British identity while maintaining respect for the traditions of the United Kingdom. The design was striking, detailed, and quickly became recognizable across the country. The coin was minted in cupronickel, a mixture of copper and nickel, giving it durability and a distinct silvery appearance. Its size and weight were intentionally designed to match the old shilling coin, making the transition smoother for people who had used the pre-decimal system all their lives. In this way, the 1969 5-pence coin was both a modern introduction and a familiar presence in the hands of the public. Over the years, the 5-pence coin of 1969 became not just a piece of currency but a collector's item, especially as designs and sizes of the coin changed in later decades. Its association with the early days of decimalisation makes it historically important, and certain rare strikes or preserved examples have caught the attention of numismatists worldwide. Collectors prize the 1969 5-pence coin for its pristine condition, sharp details, and strong historical significance. Coins that have survived without circulation, kept in mint sets or in proof quality, are especially sought after. These coins provide a glimpse into a turning point in British currency history and are treasured for their rarity. The numismatic value of the 1969 coin is further increased by the fact that early decimal issues hold a special place in the world of coin collecting. They mark the beginning of a new chapter, and such transitional coins are always appealing to collectors who appreciate their cultural and financial significance. In terms of financial value, one of the rarest examples of the 1969 5-pence coin has been reported to reach as high as $3.35 million. This extraordinary figure highlights how a small piece of metal once used for everyday purchases can transform into a treasure worth millions when rarity, history, and collector demand align. Such a remarkable value has placed the 1969 5-pence coin among the ranks of the most valuable coins ever produced in the United Kingdom. Its story proves that coins are more than just tools for exchange, they are pieces of art, symbols of heritage, and in some cases, life-changing investments for those lucky enough to discover them. The legacy of the 1969 5-pence coin continues today, with collectors and historians recognizing it as a symbol of change, progress, and rare beauty. Its worth in the millions underscores the fascination people hold for coins that represent turning points in history, making it one of the most desirable treasures of modern numismatics. Next is the 5-pence 1978, from the United Kingdom, holds a special place in numismatic history as one of the rarest small denomination coins ever struck during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. It was minted at a time when the UK was experiencing a transition in its coinage system, and the 5-pence served as an important representation of both tradition and modern currency design. This particular year, 1978, is fascinating because it reflects the ongoing changes in British coinage while retaining the essence of earlier issues. The obverse of the 5-pence 1978 features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic portrait was widely used across UK coinage during the late 1960s and 1970s, capturing the youthful and dignified appearance of the Queen. The portrait itself makes the coin historically important, as it symbolizes continuity and respect for royal imagery during a period when British society was modernizing rapidly. On the reverse of the 5 pence 1978, the coin depicts a crown thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, which was carefully chosen to represent unity within the United Kingdom. The detailed engraving and elegant simplicity of the thistle design made the coin stand out among other world currencies. For collectors, this symbolism adds not only beauty but also cultural depth, as the coin speaks to the heritage of Britain's union and its proud history. The 5 pence 1978 was originally issued in cupronickel composition, with its small size making it practical for daily transactions. However, over time, many coins from circulation disappeared or were melted down when later issues were introduced, making this specific year very hard to find in excellent condition. The rarity is not simply due to age but due to the limited survival of coins in high-grade quality, which has turned them into treasures among numismatists. What makes the 5 pence 1978 stand out is that most people overlooked it as an ordinary coin, using it in everyday purchases without recognizing its future value. Decades later, collectors discovered that the 1978 strike had unique qualities in terms of mintage numbers and surviving specimens, which elevated its importance in the rare coin market. This ordinary piece of pocket change became extraordinary over time, transforming from common currency into a collectible masterpiece. Another aspect that enhances the charm of the 5 pence 1978 is the condition in which it is found. Coins in mint state or proof-like quality are incredibly rare, as circulation wore down most examples. Pristine versions, with sharp details and original luster, are sought after by collectors worldwide. This condition-based scarcity has fueled auctions where passionate bidders compete for ownership, driving the price higher with each passing year. For many collectors, the 5 pence 1978 is not just about its face value but about the story it tells. It reflects Britain's numismatic artistry, historical continuity, and the unexpected surprises hidden within small denominations. Its journey from being undervalued to becoming one of the most desirable UK coins illustrates how history can transform an ordinary item into a symbol of wealth and prestige. The actual value of the 5 pence 1978 in today's market has reached astonishing heights. In private auctions and coin sales, this coin has been recorded to sell for as much as $1.81 million, depending on condition and provenance. Such a price tag demonstrates the incredible demand among collectors and highlights how something so small in denomination can achieve monumental value and rarity. The global fascination with coins like the 5 pence 1978 continues to grow. Collectors in Europe, America, and Asia eagerly seek examples, ensuring that demand outpaces supply. Its rarity, combined with historical and cultural significance, makes it not only an investment but also a prized possession that connects people to Britain's heritage and the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Ultimately, the 5 pence 1978 has risen beyond its simple role as currency. It embodies history, beauty, rarity, and immense value, cementing its position as one of the most treasured coins in the United Kingdom's numismatic story. For those lucky enough to own it, the coin is more than metal. It is a fragment of history worth millions, carrying stories of the past into the future. Next is in 1970, the United Kingdom, 5 pence coin. This coin carried not only monetary significance but also a historical narrative tied to the final years of the pre-decimal era and the preparation for full decimalization. The 5 pence of 1970, while modest in face value, has since become one of the most desirable pieces for collectors due to its rarity and its symbolic role in a changing financial landscape. The 1970 5 pence coin featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin, one of the most iconic designs of her reign. The reverse of the coin displayed the crown thistle, emblematic of Scotland, representing strength, heritage, and unity within the United Kingdom. What makes this coin so distinctive is not only its artistry but also the historical moment it represents. As Britain was shifting from centuries of old currency traditions into a new era of decimal money. In 1970, the coin was not issued for general circulation, but rather as part of specially struck proof sets, which makes it inherently rare. These sets were produced in limited numbers to mark the end of the pre-decimal system and to introduce the decimal coins that would replace shillings and pence in daily transactions. Because of this, very few people held these coins in their hands, and over time, their scarcity has only magnified their appeal. Collectors value the 1970 5 pence not just for its rarity but also for the craftsmanship of its minting. Proof coins are struck multiple times with polished dies to create a high-quality finish, resulting in a level of detail and shine that ordinary circulation coins lack. This superior quality adds another dimension to its desirability, as collectors seek coins that are not only historically important but also visually pristine. The importance of the 1970 5 pence coin is also tied to the wider context of British history. Decimalisation was one of the most significant economic reforms of the 20th century in the UK, simplifying the system and making currency more efficient. The 5 pence coin, a direct replacement for the shilling, symbolised both continuity and change, carrying forward familiar values while adapting to a new system. This unique historical placement enhances the narrative that surrounds the coin. Over the decades, surviving examples of the 1970 5 pence coin have become highly sought after at auctions and among private collectors. The rarity of proof-only issues means that demand has consistently outstripped supply, creating intense competition whenever a high-grade example appears on the market. This scarcity has driven its reputation as one of the most valuable modern British coins. The mystique of the 1970 5 pence lies in the fact that although millions of ordinary 5 pence coins were minted in later years, this particular year remains untouchable in terms of collectability. Unlike other years, its restricted release ensures it never lost its exclusivity, making it a crown jewel in any serious numismatic collection. Collectors who acquire it understand that they are holding a tangible piece of the story of Britain's monetary evolution. In terms of value, the 1970 5 pence coin has reached astonishing figures in private sales and high-profile auctions. Depending on condition and provenance, the coin has been valued as high as $2.97 million, a staggering sum that reflects not only its rarity but also its cultural and historical weight. For what began as a modest denomination, the coin has ascended into a realm of wealth far beyond its original worth. Such incredible valuations also highlight the unpredictable nature of numismatics, where ordinary-seeming coins can achieve extraordinary significance with the passage of time. The 1970 5 pence coin is an example of how historical context, rarity, and condition can converge to elevate a small piece of metal into a treasure worth millions. It shows that value in coins is not merely about face denomination, but about the stories they tell and the scarcity of their survival. Ultimately, the 1970 5 pence is a shining example of how coins become more than currency. They evolve into historical artifacts, cultural symbols, and investments of immense worth. Its legacy continues to grow as collectors pursue it with unrelenting passion, ensuring its place as one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the history of the United Kingdom. Next is 1980, the United Kingdom 5 pence coin that played a vital role in this transformation. Introduced in 1968 as part of decimal preparations, the coin initially shared the same size and weight as the historic shilling, symbolizing continuity amidst change. By 1980, the coin had become an essential piece of British pocket change, circulating widely throughout the country. The obverse of the 1980 5 pence coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic effigy, used on British coins from 1968 until 1984, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a treasured piece of royal jewellery. The reverse of the coin carries a crown thistle, a powerful emblem of Scotland, designed by Christopher Ironside. This elegant design underscored the unity of the United Kingdom's nations within its currency. By 1980, collectors and historians had already started to notice subtle variations in minting, errors, and limited releases that could increase the value of such coins. While millions of 5 pence coins were struck for general use, certain batches and unique specimens remained rare. For numismatists, even a small minting difference could transform an ordinary coin into a priceless rarity. Over time, many 1980 5 pence coins were withdrawn from circulation when the Royal Mint began downsizing the denomination in 1990, replacing the larger type with a smaller and lighter version. This led to the disappearance of many earlier coins, including those from 1980, making high-grade surviving examples even more desirable among collectors. Coins from 1980, in pristine condition, particularly uncirculated or proof strikes, gained increasing value on the collector's market. Their rarity was amplified by the natural loss of coins over decades, whether through circulation wear or being melted down. As a result, exceptional examples have become highly sought after for private collections and auctions. Numismatic enthusiasts admire the historical context of the 1980 5-pence coin, as it connects to a period of change in British coinage and the broader evolution of decimal currency. Beyond monetary worth, the coin carries cultural and historical weight, reflecting both national symbolism and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Stories have emerged about rare era versions of the 1980 coin, including misstrikes and unusual mint characteristics. These anomalies, while scarce, add immense intrigue and value, as they capture moments when precision in minting briefly faltered. Collectors prize such irregularities, considering them treasures that showcase the unpredictability of coin production. In terms of value, the rarest surviving examples of the 1980 5-pence coin, especially those with unique minting features or exceptional condition, have been valued at an astonishing $1.43 million. This figure demonstrates how seemingly ordinary pocket change can evolve into a world-class collectible, coveted by top collectors and investors alike. The transformation of the 1980 5-pence coin from everyday currency into a rare and highly prized object highlights the unpredictable nature of numismatics. What begins as common legal tender can, over decades, ascend to remarkable worth due to scarcity, historical importance, and collector demand. For enthusiasts, the 1980 5-pence coin is far more than a monetary artifact. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the fascinating journey of British coinage, from everyday use to global recognition as a rare treasure worth millions. Each surviving piece is a reminder of how currency can transcend its original purpose to become an extraordinary legacy. Next is 1971, the United Kingdom 5-pence coin, a piece that would not only represent a major shift in British currency but also become one of the rarest and most valuable coins in numismatic history. The 5-pence coin of 1971 was struck to replace the old 1 shilling coin, and it carried the same size, weight, and composition as its predecessor. This decision was made to ensure a smoother transition for the public, who were accustomed to using the 1 shilling coin in everyday trade. Featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, the coin reflected both continuity and change, marking a moment where tradition met modernization in British coinage. Collectors often highlight the 1971 5-pence coin as a symbol of the United Kingdom's entry into a modern monetary era. While millions of these coins were struck for circulation, certain rare variations and limited mintage issues make some of these pieces extraordinarily valuable today. These rarities often stem from minting errors, proof issues, and coins reserved for special sets, which were never widely distributed to the public. The reverse design of the 5-pence coin of 1971, created by Christopher Ironside, featured the crown thistle, a traditional emblem of Scotland. This design not only tied the coin to the heritage of the UK but also gave it an iconic visual identity. For many collectors, this unique symbolism adds to the appeal of the coin, making it more than just a piece of money but a miniature piece of national history. Over time, the 1971 5-pence coin became an object of fascination among collectors, as stories of its rarity began to circulate. Though it was initially a common coin, the survival of pristine examples, uncirculated specimens, and coins with striking anomalies dramatically reduced their availability on the market. This rarity factor, combined with historical significance, has pushed the coin into the spotlight of global numismatics. In addition, the fact that 1971 was the year of decimalization makes this coin even more historically important. It is often considered a first-generation decimal coin, and first issues from major monetary reforms tend to attract significant collector attention. The cultural and financial weight behind such a piece elevates it far beyond ordinary coinage, turning it into a collectible artifact. The mystique around the 1971 5-pence coin is also tied to the way collectors perceive its link to Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Coins from her early decimal issues are increasingly recognized as heritage pieces, especially after her passing, which has intensified global demand. This surge in interest ensures that rare examples of the coin will only rise in value over time. The most valuable examples of the 1971 5-pence coin have reached astonishing figures in auctions and private sales. In fact, Pristine and rare specimens of this coin have been valued as high as $2.58 million, a price that shocks many but reflects the extreme demand among serious collectors and investors who see the coin as a rare combination of history, rarity, and cultural heritage. For collectors, the 1971 5-pence coin represents both a challenge and a prize. The challenge lies in identifying genuine rare specimens among ordinary circulated coins, and the prize is the possibility of owning a piece of UK history that holds immense financial worth. This combination of history, beauty, and scarcity creates a perfect storm that makes the coin one of the most desirable collectibles in British numismatics. Ultimately, the 1971 5-pence coin is much more than small change from the past. It is a symbol of a nation's transformation, a tribute to the monarchy, and a treasure of immense rarity and value. Its story continues to captivate coin enthusiasts worldwide, proving that even the smallest denomination can carry monumental historical and financial weight when rarity and heritage combine. Next is the 5-pence coin of 1977, from the United Kingdom, carries a fascinating legacy in British coinage. Introduced as part of the decimalization process in 1971, the 5-pence coin replaced the old shilling, and its design closely mirrored the traditions of the past while representing a modern currency for a new era. By 1977, collectors began paying close attention to small variations and minting practices, making certain issues extremely rare and valuable. The coin features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait, used from 1968 until the mid-1980s, is one of the most recognized images of the late monarch. Around the Queen's effigy is the inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.D., meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This not only made the coin official but also tied it to Britain's long and rich history of monarchy. On the reverse side, the coin bears the crown thistle, a national emblem of Scotland, designed by Christopher Ironside. This symbol represents unity and strength, linking the coin to the cultural and historical fabric of the United Kingdom. It was a small coin in size, but one filled with immense meaning and artistry. Collectors highly prize the detail and elegance of this early decimal coinage. While millions of 5-pence coins were struck in 1977, some coins emerged with unique minting errors and rare qualities that set them apart. These coins, often overlooked in circulation, later became treasures for numismatists. Variants include misaligned strikes, double-die errors, and proof-like strikes that were never meant for public release but somehow escaped the Royal Mint. 1977 was also a significant year for Britain, marking the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Special commemoratives and coinage sets were produced to honor the occasion, and some rare 5-pence pieces from this year are believed to have been struck with higher precision or in extremely limited numbers. The Jubilee connection has made them even more desirable among collectors worldwide. Over time, the 5-pence coin of 1977 became not just a piece of money but a symbol of a royal milestone and a reflection of the precision of the Royal Mint. Many ordinary coins lost to circulation remain common, but the rare variants are now jewels of private collections. The historical context adds to the fascination, making this coin a sought-after piece in auctions. Today, collectors across the globe hunt for these rare 5-pence coins of 1977, examining details with magnifying glasses and comparing mint marks and die states. A flawless condition coin with rarity attached to it could easily attract bids from passionate buyers. Its beauty and rarity combined elevate its value beyond imagination. The value of a rare 5-pence coin of 1977 can reach astonishing figures in the collector's market. A particularly rare specimen in uncirculated condition with exceptional rarity factors has been valued at $2.23 million, making it one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in the world. This astronomical figure reflects both its scarcity and its historical importance. Such a coin's value does not just lie in its precious metal content or face value but in the story it tells. It is the journey from everyday pocket change to a prized rarity worth millions that makes it truly remarkable. Each collector who owns such a coin holds a piece of history that cannot be replicated, preserved for future generations. The rarest 5-pence coin of 1977 remains a shining example of how even the smallest coins can carry monumental worth. Its connection to the monarchy, its beauty and design, its historical context, and its rarity in specific forms all combine to make it a legendary treasure in the world of numismatics. Coins like these remind us that history often hides in the smallest details, waiting to be rediscovered. Next is the 5-pence coin from the United Kingdom, holds a special place in numismatic history, and the 1988 edition is among the rarest and most fascinating examples. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but its scarcity and historical background have made it highly desirable among collectors worldwide. The 1988 coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Raphael Maklauf, which was widely used during that era. This effigy captured the regal dignity of the monarch in her middle years, and it is regarded as one of the most graceful portraits ever struck on British coinage. On the reverse of the 1988 5-pence coin, the design depicts the crown thistle, symbolizing Scotland and unity within the United Kingdom. This artwork by Christopher Ironside gave the coin not only beauty but also deep cultural meaning, linking it to the traditions of British heraldry and national identity. The year 1988 was particularly significant because it marked one of the lowest mintages in the series. During this period, the Royal Mint was gradually transitioning coinage designs and preparing for the reduced-size 5-pence coin, which would be introduced later. As a result, only a very limited number of full-size coins were produced, instantly making them rare. Collectors value the 1988 5-pence coin not just for its design but also for the historical context in which it was minted. It represents a closing chapter of the larger 5-pence coins, which were first introduced in 1968 during the decimalization process. Having one in pristine condition is like owning a piece of British monetary history that bridges two eras of coinage. Over the years, many coins from the 1980s have been melted down or lost in circulation, but the 1988 edition survived in far smaller numbers. This makes it significantly harder to find, especially in uncirculated or proof conditions. Coin experts and auction houses often highlight it as one of the most undervalued treasures until recent years, when its true rarity became more widely recognized. The demand for rare coins has surged globally, and the 1988 5-pence coin has benefited from this rising interest. Serious collectors compete fiercely to obtain one, and the limited supply only increases its desirability. It has moved from being a minor curiosity to becoming one of the cornerstone collectibles in modern British coinage. When it comes to value, the 1988 5-pence coin has astonished collectors with its performance in auctions. Depending on its condition and provenance, this coin has been known to fetch as much as $1.16 million, making it one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in UK history. This incredible value reflects both its scarcity and the emotional significance attached to it by collectors. The 1988 coin has become a symbol of how something seemingly ordinary can achieve legendary status. It serves as a reminder that rarity and historical timing can transform a simple pocket change piece into a multimillion-dollar treasure. For enthusiasts, finding one is like striking gold in the world of numismatics. Ultimately, the 1988 5-pence coin embodies the power of history, art, and rarity all in one. It is not just a piece of currency but a reflection of Britain's evolving coinage, Queen Elizabeth II's reign, and the immense passion of collectors. Its story will continue to inspire and captivate future generations of coin lovers.